we are days away from entering into the sacred and holy season of Lent, how often do we miss the presence of God in our midst? And how often do we miss what God is doing for and with us? Because we're trying too hard to look for God somewhere else. That Moses in our scripture was not interested in anything but encountering God. He wasn't worried about his work with the Israelites. He didn't care how much money was in his bank accounts. He didn't care whether he was good enough. Moses, he just simply encountered God. Our scripture today reminds us how powerful an experience with God can be. To simply be in God's presence without trying to understand it or decode what it means, but just to simply be with God. For Moses, in order for him to be fully present with God, he had to give out orders and instructions to others before he could be open to taking that first step up the mountain. It's similar to us during the days or day leading up to a vacation or some time off, as we hand out instructions to others in case there are matters that need to be dealt with while we are away. Those instructions are really the last thing we need to do to free ourselves up so that we can enjoy that time away. Perhaps when we approach the Bible and prayer, maybe we concentrate a little too much on decoding what it means, because after all, that's what it means to be a good and growing Christian. But maybe we're overthinking it just a little. Maybe what God desires more than understanding is a willingness to just dwell in the mysteries of God. To just be with God and be content with that. And that's what Moses did with God in our scripture. Moses had a holy encounter that was only made possible because Moses was able to let go of those things and situations that would have distracted him from fully embracing being in God's presence. Moses needed to momentarily just let go of his hang-ups with the Israelites and the rest of the people who, were just complainers and Debbie Downers. And as we are about to enter into these 40 days and 40 nights of Lent, I ask you, what do you need to put aside so that you can go and enter God's presence and be content to just rest there for a while? What do you need to let go of in order to experience a holy encounter with God? Because that's what Lent is about, after all. Encountering God in mysterious ways. God is constantly speaking to us. And I think it's about time we make room to listen. And the whole church said,